discussion is going to be over. It's a 30-day intention, right? It's just seeing where you're at and how you guys are coping, and let's just walk through it, right? Because everyone seems to, when I speak to you guys, I spoke to Linda last night, she's fabulous, right? Don't rush, because your intentions can be one task a day. It can be one task that takes you 3 days, or one task that takes you 10 days, right? Don't be so hard on yourself. It depends on what you want to make your priority. Okay? So pick the easiest tasks to get rid of first, or pick the most difficult task to take on. If it's hard, just push it aside and take on the others. All right? So tell me what your thoughts are about when we do the 30 days intention. Do you guys have difficulty when you're sitting down and writing down what you feel you want to achieve in that 30 days? I heard
No, I don't.
Okay.
No, I don't, because I have so much I need to achieve. So it's a long list.
Okay, so how are you going with achieving the list previously? Are you ticking that box?
Most of it.
Most of it.
Yes, most of it.
Oh, and I was going to say, in those achievements, is it all just work achievements, or is it some personal life goal achievements?
Yes, well, there are plenty of people not dead who've been on my list, people to kill. So, yeah, that's a good achievement. All right. I'm waking up now. I'll be.
Okay.
That's a good.
I find it a little nerve-wracking when I do it, because I'm like, oh, am I going to be able to do these things? But I'm looking at my intentions now and I'm like, oh, I've actually done all those things.
See?
Yeah.
So it looks daunting when you write the list, but as you go and tick them off, that's great. But like Tamara said, which ones do you find more challenging, your personal or your business, or your work? Business. Can we have a look at how you've done it recently? I mean, how did you cope with doing the list that you were doing and that one that you've achieved? How did you break down your business achievements?
Well, it's extremely vague, I'm finding, but yeah, I think I needed to make more specific ones. Like, well, one of them says children's book writing, and I actually wrote it. But then another one says real estate. And I'm like, okay, well, I had a transaction, so I checked it. I think I'm just nervous, like the commitment, like, oh boy, am I going to be able to pull these things off?
So, okay, so can I ask, why don't you write down real estate dash, just a dash, or maybe under it dash listing, or dash meeting, or dash new client, or dash just something. Yeah. Just something.
Right.
Right? Because, so just like small tasks. Sorry, go on.
Yeah, because I was going to say, just putting real estate, what does that mean? Does that mean more meetings? Does that more listings? Does that mean you want to go and see some, or?
It means getting paid.
Yeah, getting paid.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, so put the intention of, I want to sell 1 or 2 houses, or I want to, make 3 or 4 sales.
She's got 9. Target 9.
Because if we don't have the specific goal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey,
well,
in a month you can sell 12, so 15.
In a month?
But
I've had to learn about real estate.
Killing yourself. But that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
But that's what I'm saying. If you don't set the intention of a number, it's just a dream up in the air.
But
does that make sense?
Well, my goal is 1 a month, and so far I've been on track for that.
Yeah, 1 a month, and she's done 4.
Yep.
So it's still good, honey. You're still achieving, but I think Tamara's very clear. If you write down, like what we said, whether it's one listing or meeting or and the other stuff you're doing with the business, the holistic approach, you know, do your website, focus on your media, you know, things like that for your business.
Yeah.
They're key components, but you don't have to turn around and go, must. You do what you can.
Well, some of them are, some I find easier than, like the children's book.
Yeah.
That all I have to do is sit down and write it, and I did. But with the real estate, it's like, okay, what activity is going to get me another client? It feels much more like vague, not vague, but it's harder to achieve. It's not as measurable. Like children's book is sit down and take a pen and write. Real estate, get another client is like, it could come from 10 different.
Well, how did you do it? How did you do the last 3?
2 I got from open houses, and
Yep.
1 is someone that I know.
Okay. So look at that, the way you've approached those. If the open house is more successful, then look for more open houses.
Right.
Okay. So we're making it sound easy. It's not. Look at what has been successful and focus on that in that way, because it looks like you need to meet the people.
Yeah.
You need to meet the people so that they can meet you, see how beautiful you are, speak to you, and feel confident that they can hand their house over to you. All right. Tamara, you got anything else? Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Sometimes it can be as simple as, you know, are you allowed to do like a flyer drop around places that, you know, people might be looking to sell?
Mm-hmm.
You know, just do up a few flyers of yourself saying, hey, I'm here, I can value your house, I can, you know, talk to you if you want to sell it, and get some houses that way, some lists.
Yeah. Do you have a community
that might
Facebook?
be a way to do it.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Do you have a community Facebook? If you've got a community Facebook in your area, you could advertise advertise on there, or pay them a small fee or whatever it is. I don't know how it works in the States, but here we've got a community Facebook, and we can turn around and talk about the gardener, talk about our fees, organise barbecues. People are either interested or they're not, but most of them will respond. So yeah. Right. How are you going, Evie? How are you doing, babe?
Yeah, I'm good. I haven't done the 30.
That's okay. That's okay. Have you got an idea of what you want to achieve?
Yeah, I kind of do.
Yeah.
Kind of. Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to talk about it?
Well, yeah, I've got it. I'm going to redo my own container, and get the VA to start helping me fan farm, because I've not been really good with that. And design some content for the container this month. So by end of March, I want that up.
Okay.
So yeah.
So you're doing it. Are you going to do it on both Facebook and LinkedIn? Or are you going to try something new?
Sorry. Once I set it up, then I might mention it on LinkedIn, but I haven't set anything up yet. No,
I'm just asking because I keep hearing that TikTok is the way to go. Mike, isn't that what we spoke about some time ago, girls? Can you remember?
Yeah, Facebook, Insta, and TikTok were probably and still Facebook is still the one that's good for advertising or brand awareness, I guess.
Okay. So some of you may not be aware, but we've got a couple of new VAs. One of the new VAs is actually 2 of them actually design websites and are technically brilliant, have really great backgrounds in being able to do with social media.
Cool.
Okay. So use it to your advantage, everybody. Use it to your advantage.
I was asking Catherine to connect me to them.
Oh, it's okay. We can sort that link out for you today, okay? I'll get Bev and the girls to reach out to you.
Awesome. Thank you.
Can I just note that down, guys, for my own record? Sorry for being in pajamas, guys. I keep forgetting. Like, I just haven't got my clothes out. I'm not going to go looking for them.
Well, I haven't got my video on anymore.
I've got my
I
nightie on.
haven't got my video on anymore, but I'm sitting here in my dressing gown. So,
That's
Mm.
cool.
but my video, if I turn the video on, I can't hear anybody. So I've turned my video off. But I'm here.
It's a bit of a problem.
Okay. That is unnerving, Missy. I can't. That landscape is taking your beautiful face out of it.
Are you talking to me?
Yes, Denise.
Yes.
Oh, what? I'm just trying to turn my picture around the other way.
Okay.
Oh, well, we can see. For me, you're sitting up, right? You're not upside down.
Okay. No. Yeah. There we go. Okay. No, I can't see him. Okay.
All right,
While
I'll
you're working
get
that
out of
out, how you
it. No, I'm
going,
not
Linda?
going to stop.
How you going with your 30-day, darling? I can't hear you, honey.
Unmute, Linda.
Unmute.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, good. I've written, you helped me a lot last night, which I appreciate.
And I'll help everybody. Okay.
Mhm.
I'm happy to help. So's Tamara when she's back.
Yep.
So's Evie when we all get a chance to. But it's about finding time. That's
Oh,
all.
Jesus, that's awful.
Okay. Sorry, Linda. Would you like to continue? Do apologise. I put Missy on mute.
Yeah, I've done my actions for the last week.
Yeah.
Worked out my intentions for this week. And yeah, on my 30 days, I'm just going through them, and then I'll write them.
Okay. How are you coping when you're setting the intentions, Linda? Are you it doesn't matter that I work with you guys, but it's how you are finding your way through your own intentions, through your own 30 days, your own task.
Having a little bit of trouble sometimes.
That's okay. So what do you do to refocus? Remember?
Pause, big breaths.
Yeah.
Go away if I need to and come back. And
Yeah.
Mhm.
Everyone seems to think there's a necessity to write big lists and get anxious about not achieving them. Remember, prioritize. Pick the ones that you feel that you need to achieve, and you can put the next lot onto your next 30 days. Or pick the ones that you know you can cope with, because sometimes when we start doing tasks, it brings back issues, or it can trigger you. I'm not sure how, but
Yeah.
pick up the phone and ring.
I was just,
Go on.
yeah. I was going to say, sometimes we think the intention has to be a really big one and the achievement has to be a really big one. What we forget sometimes is those little baby steps. So those 2mm shifts, and those 2mm shifts can be as simple as, okay, when my alarm goes off the first time, I will get up and I will have a cup of tea then. And that can be a simple intention of setting that goal, because sometimes we hit the snooze button and we hit the snooze button and we hit the snooze button and we get up half an hour later than we wanted to. So sometimes it can be those simple baby steps. We can look at a ladder, which is what we're trying to do. We're trying to climb a ladder. And if there's a really big step, we're going to be jumping up trying to grab it and we can't step onto it. But if there's, 1,000 little steps instead of 16 big steps, we're going to take the little steps a lot easier than we'll take the big steps. And when we take that little step and achieve that first little step, we feel better. And then we're more motivated to take the next little step. So rather than making them huge, big chunks, little steps at a time, that 2mm shift, that tiny little shift at a time, will give us that acceptance and that sense of achievement and that sense of we can do this, that it's not out of our reach. And that reduces our anxiety, that reduces the stress, that reduces the fear. Because we don't want to increase our fear of failure. We want to increase our chance of success.
Well, that's okay. And if you fail, it's okay.
But that's right.
Yeah. It's just how you.
And
Yeah, go on. Go on,
I
honey.
was just going to say, and failing is just a way of working out, okay, well, that doesn't work for me. This will work. And failing is not failing. It's just a learning experience.
Absolutely.
I
Sorry?
think probably the hardest part would be, for me, speaking from my perspective, is that if you're not one that has set daily intentions and just gone organically with your day to day, it's more of a challenge to set this as a ritual, to sit down and actually physically write down intentions. If you've ever worked like that, I've not been one to do lists ever.
Yeah.
If I've got stuff to do, I get it done, but I don't write lists.
And that's
So that can be a challenge for people if they're not used to doing
well, you know,
30-day plans or yearly plans. But setting intention is it keeps you more focused.
absolutely. You're right.
But
You're
if
right.
it's not been a habit, then that's where the challenge lies.
I think for many, not necessarily for yourself or for myself, I've always said, and I'll say it again, I don't generally write lists. It's all in my head. But what I've done is I put it in my notebook and I go, got to do this. And I don't even say it's 30 days. This is what I want to achieve. Right?
Yeah, in a diary. In your diary.
Yeah, absolutely. In my journal. Because sometimes when you're writing those big lists, it's just a guide, guys. Everything that Catherine is giving you is a guide. You could choose to write it on the big piece of paper, A3, A4, or you could put it in your journal so that you can learn from them, you know, the issues and the concerns. You can write the stuff that as to why you didn't get to do something for yourself. Nobody else needs to know. But you know what I mean? It's for you.
And
right?
smaller lists rather than sitting down going 30
And also
day, oh my
too-
God, I've got so much to do, rather than doing that, then just focus on 3 to 4 things rather than a lot of things.
That's it.
It's a little easier as well.
Yeah.
It is much easier if you have a shorter list, but sometimes
You've muted.
You're muted again, Denise.
yeah.
Yeah, that's
I'm
better.
muted now. I just said sometimes that it's great to have a shorter list. So my list was only 3 things for the day. I'd be really happy, but you know, often I have many more things that need to be done, and that's just the way it is.
Yeah, that's right.
And you know, my list sometimes are things that are personal, business, pleasure, whatever, lots of things. So the list is longer. I've often been a list maker for lots of reasons, and I guess I've had a bit of a habit of making a list of do the washing and the ironing, not just do the laundry, so that you feel like you're crossing more things off a list. So there's lots of ways to look at listing how that works for different people. So
Yep.
But what you were saying before, that James Clear book about, I'm sorry, this looks revolting. James Clear's book just says, you know, you change your habits at 1% per day. So, yeah, not putting too much pressure on yourself to change your habits. So if you're not a list writer and you think that's where you need to go, then you just change that by, whatever way necessary.
Does anybody here find lists daunting? I mean, I know that Evie doesn't write lists, and trust me, neither do I. But I write stuff in my diary. I write stuff in my journal for me, and then generally everything that I do is not just business is personal for me. Business is personal as well, because however I'm feeling, that's how I'm going to affect my business. If I'm personally unhappy, how do you think my business is going to be affected?
Yeah.
Right? So it's about that balance.
Yep.
Finding that balance, guys. It's important for you, not just, I'm not just speaking for myself, but speaking to all of you individually too, that chaos doesn't reign. You've got to slow that noise in your head. When you slow that noise in your head, chaos will not reign. It cannot rule when it hasn't got the field or the opening to do so. Tamara, you want to jump in on that one?
Me?
Yep. You want to jump in? Just in case.
Yeah, and that's it. You know, we've got to work out that life balance. You've got to work, because if you're not happy within yourself and you're not happy with who you are or how you're going or how you're progressing, you can't put your best self into your business and put your best self into where you want to go. We have to be our best self in business, to be our best self as, you know, the strong women we want to be. We have to, you know, have that balance, because if you're completely unhappy and you're an emotional wreck, you can't take that into the business. The people you work with are going to pick up on that, and that's not going to help them when that's what you're trying to do.
Well, you know, guys,
So
can I tell you a little story about me? My children and people who've known me, I used to disconnect from my personal when I walked into my work. Okay, so it was a completely different. I was still myself, but I wasn't talking personally. So it's like I separated myself from that. And then when I walked out of that door, I became that person, the mummy, the dad, you know, the lover, the sister. But at work for work was for me. I could not I could not handle personal shit when I was working. That was it. Right? It happens because you've got children. But for me to keep control of the work that I was doing in the position I was in, I had to split it in two. And my daughter used to say, even my ex-husband, even my ex-partner used to say they didn't know how I did it. And I didn't know how I did it. I just knew I did it. All right. But now I'm in everything that I do, in every facet of this life that I have, it's me. I don't have to segregate. I choose to be in this moment, and I'm still thinking family, but when I work, and I still can talk personal without going nuts and saying, get the fuck out, get the da-da-da-da-da. You know, it's just, don't call me, I'm busy, you know. I tell the guys, I'm not going to answer your call unless, of course, you've cut your arm off, you've done this, you've done that. You know, send me a text if it's not urgent. If it's urgent, you better be in hospital. So that was clear lines of delineation there. But what I'm saying is that when I undertook the change, that 2 millimeter change, then it became a 20 millimeter change, and then it's become a huge change. I go back and I look at a better me now. I'm better now in coping with who I am. And the people around me are now working. I'm in a better, I don't swear as much, which is really surprising. But, you know, there's slight changes, honey. There's slight changes. You know, I mean, we spoke about the different things with yourself, you know, when your focus must be on you to succeed in where you want to go, whether it's your business, whether it's in your personal life. Only you can determine that. Same with Linda, same with you, Evie. You have to focus on you, you know. I know people are going, but, you know, you're not in a relationship. Mate, trust me, I've been there. And I forgot myself. I've compromised. I've done all the compromising and the negotiation, all the rubbish, where I stopped doing the stuff for me this is what I should have been doing 30 years ago. Could you imagine what I could be now? But I'm not looking back.
Yeah.
I'm here now because this is the time for me. 30 years ago, I was a business executive. I was doing lots and lots of great stuff for the companies I was working for. I was always on the run, guys, always finding things to do, always making sure I was busy. because I didn't want to sit down and go, this is what I want to do. Because I thought about it. I reflected. Okay. I reflected. It was really sad to know that I was not focusing on me. Because if I focused on me, I'd tell everyone to go, you know what I mean?
Yep.
So now it is about me, and now I put myself first. Not to the detriment of the family, but I put myself first. Because if I'm not happy, then then things go down. They go downhill.
After our conversation, I decided that I'm going to start going into the office twice a week so I can just focus on me, which I'm very super excited about. Because working from home, it's not fulfilling me anymore. I need to be in a different space. So I'm really excited about that.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. That means that you're removing yourself out of arm's reach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. Is Denise still here?
Yeah.
Hey, sweetie.
She's a bit
Nice
like me.
doing.
Turn the camera off because things aren't going right today.
Yeah, that's right. And I've exhausted every avenue. I know what to do when I can get to that page. I've got it on my phone, but I have no idea. Never mind.
That's all right,
I'll,
honey.
I'll sort it out.
Sorry. So,
The least of my worries. Oh.
so that's good. So you're excited. Have you picked the days? Have you told your hubby? Is everything cool?
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna do Tuesday and Wednesdays to start. I don't think I can go from not going at all to going full time.
No. Ease yourself in, honey. It's a change again.
Yeah. It's a whole transition thing, this going back to work in the office after COVID. It's a whole transition
I
thing.
haven't worked in an office.
But also too, discover
Tomorrow?
for how many years?
For like 7 years, I've been doing jobs where I don't have to go into an office or report to anyone. So I've gone a little too free range.
But sometimes it's good having that that business side where you actually walk into the office, where you talk to colleagues, where you work with colleagues.
Well,
because it gives you,
it'll help motivate me, inspire me. And last week I got a call from my broker's wife. They were out of town for a hockey tournament with their kids, and she had a client that needed help immediately. And she called me and she said, will you please, I'll give you 25% of the sale if you can find them a house this weekend. And we found one. And so I'm like, I feel like just being in the office, more opportunities will become available as well.
Yeah, sometimes we need a different space, right? To give us clearer ideas, give you more clarity.
Mm-hmm.
Being at home doesn't necessarily mean
and more opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, just don't forget to take your plan to the office.
Mm-hmm.
Because remember, you have this habit of going, should I be here? Well, of course, if you've got a plant that needs to be taken care of.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just an idea of, do you see where I'm coming from, honey? Take a plant, make it yours, make that office yours. So you're not going into something that is shapeless.
That's
okay. All right. So and take your crystal. If you've got an office of your own, if you've got stuff, take it with you.
And a photo of the family.
That's it. Make it yours.
Is it shared office space? Or office?
It is shared office space, but none of the agents go in there.
Yeah.
So
by all means, put a plant. It's not going to turn around and kill you. You water it yourself.
Right.
You look after it. Yeah. So No, that's good. I'm glad. I'd love to know when you get into your office, take a picture. First day.
And show it to us.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. It'll be
Hey.
Tuesday.
Good. Hey, Miss Denise.
Oh,
We've
I'm
left
still
you
yawning.
alone. We've left you alone. I know you're
I've
yawning.
seen- You can't see me. I've disappeared.
Oh no, you haven't. I can still hear you. So,
Oh.
so what have you got on your list? Want to talk
For
about
my
your list?
for my 30 days, well, turn said piece of paper. 30 days intention. So plan out my RTT map, which I've kind of done, and meditate well at least once a day, attempt twice a day. They're the basic things that are on there for the 30 days, because my study is paramount. Also, of my 7 days, again, which will go into my 30 days, is to just get this onboarding finished. But I've done my part for the defence, so just waiting for the defence to do their part.
Fantastic.
Australia is not well defended, I can tell you.
That's scary.
It's very scary. Just I've been listening to a lot more spiritual channels, which I've wanted to do as well. So that's been grand, and they've very much reminded me that downtime is a really good idea, and I've done that a bit. Saturday I did nothing, and really appreciated the rejuvenation time. So that was grand, and probably, maintaining my exercise and stuff like that, which is really good for body health, mind health. So it's just wanting to see if I can get to riding 100 Ks a week. I did 80 Ks last week, so
Wow.
still on that. It's
Wow.
not like I'm not going to kill myself if I don't get to 100 Ks, but it's nice to aim and be 20% short than it is to not aim and not get anywhere near there. So, and it's very difficult here. It is raining non-stop and will be due for the whole week. So
Are we phases?
well, and that's fine. I don't mind riding in the rain, but it is torrential. It's like buckets of water coming out of the sky. So it's a bit dangerous riding.
Oh, God.
I was
So
going to say, a bit
Yes, torrential.
dangerous.
yeah, monsoon rains here. So I can take a break when there's a break in the rain. I can get on and go for. I've got a short rides about 6 Ks that I can do. So I might be able to do that twice a day. That'll get me nowhere near my 100 Ks for this week, but that's okay. So I can. I'll get in the pool instead.
Yeah.
Which
But
is undercover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And sometimes having that break where you don't do as much as usual gives your body a rest, gives everything a rest, and is helpful for increasing it the next time when you are able to.
Yeah. Yes, like I said, reading that James Clear book, Atomic Habits, is it's been very interesting, and puts a lot of things in perspective about setting intentions and goals and habits changing. So baby steps, and you get there before you know it.
Okay.
That's it.
So I am definitely writing my list. I won't turn the video on, but I mean, every day has got something in it. Sometimes there's 20 things in there, and lots of them get ticks next to them. So that's
Fantastic.
that makes a difference. And I don't know.
Okay.
It's for me.
I think it's fantastic. Can you ride an extra 5 kilometers? I feel like eating some chocolate cake today. It'll make me feel better, It'll make me feel better knowing that I've been on a ride.
Well, no, I'm definitely not going to be eating the chocolate cake. I went to see the doctor, and alas, again, they say my cholesterol's gone up. And alas, again, I keep going, that's because I've got no estrogen, you fuckers. And they just go, no, you have to start on a statin. I go, no, I need hormone replacement. So anyway, I've investigated that and I found some hormone replacement, but I have to go through the states to get it, which is goddamn annoying.
Denise, if you're going to do that, have a chat to Christine, because Christine, she has access to some of the medical fraternity up there.
Mhm.
And, you know, we do have the contacts there.
Cool.
Yeah, and we do have the contacts there, so you don't have to, you know, do it all yourself. Have a chat to them. They might be able to help you.
Yeah, excellent.
Okay.
Fantastic.
So, all right. So, who hasn't done their intentions? Don't make me go into the Facebook, guys. Intentions, calls to action.
I haven't.
I haven't either.
I have it on Facebook.
Okay. Can you guys go in and do it now?
Oh, look, it's only like fourth hour of the week.
I'll do it after the call.
Okay.
I get my glasses.
I will do it after the phone call because I don't know how to do it while I'm on my phone.
Really?
Yeah, like-
Come on, Tamara. You're the whiz on this stuff.
Yeah,
with the
I can do it on my
Facebook.
phone. I can't see, so I've got some of these
Let
glasses
me
on.
have
I
a
can't-
go.
Okay.